Hello to all of my Gems family. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys can hear me. Um, I hope you all are doing amazing. Happy Thursday to all of my loved ones. I hope you guys are doing well. Having a little bit of technical difficulties today. Um, not sure if my co-host sees me. Trying to see if she pops up here in the. I may have to put, like I've done before, put the link. Here we go. Let's see if we see my co-host. Yay!
Ah, hello, Miss Marlene.
Oh, you guys have no idea how frustrating this has been.
I've been trying for about an hour now to try to to
I
connect, but my
know.
internet was down. It's been down all day. It's raining very, very hard here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, not gonna be able to just do our sip and chat.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, well, I guess we won't be able to do it. And then as soon as I say that, you pop up, I was like, oh.
There she is.
I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, now she wants to talk. How are
Oh,
you, Miss Marlene?
I'm doing good.
That's
I'm so
wonderful.
glad you're able to come. That's why I said we were gonna do something quick because I don't know how long your internet is gonna cooperate. So yeah.
Tell
So
me about it.
let's get to this topic. We're talking today about boundaries, and especially during this time of the year where it's a lot of get-togethers with coworkers and friends and family and all types of people that you'll be getting together. And there's a lot of us, I know I'm not the only one that struggles with setting those boundaries about saying no, I don't want to go to things. No, I don't, that doesn't make me feel comfortable. And it's so important for us to have these conversations about setting boundaries because it's not just for the people that we are struggling with the confrontation, it's also for us, for our well being.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Miss Marlena, I know that this is the time for us to enjoy our holidays with family and friends. But at some point, I think that the most important thing, besides, of course, enjoying our holidays with family and friends, is to make sure that you are actually enjoying the holiday with family and friends. Because a lot of times we do things thinking that we're doing it to have a good time, but sometimes we do it more to please other people than we do
Mm,
it to have a great time and actually enjoy. We do it more so that Auntie so and so doesn't talk, crap about me not wanting to join the family celebration. Or we do it so that if Uncle so and so gets, plaster, we are there to kind of challenge or stop the fight. So we
yeah.
do it for things that are not for us, our liking. We do it sometimes more out of obligation than we do it out of wanting to enjoy the holidays with family. And I'm telling you that from someone that is all about family, pro family. But I learned the hard way that that was my idea of that. The people that were coming or the people that we were enjoying it with weren't really into
They
the whole
weren't into it.
family thing. Yeah. So I had to learn the hard way that, hey, I cannot make these people come together, enjoy the holidays the way that is, it's sane, is healthy, it's fun, and is good for the entirety of the family. So I had to learn to let go. I had to learn to stop planning, and I had to learn to understand that what my idea of a joyous occasion wasn't the same idea for them. For them, that
Mhm.
gathering was to throw rocks at each other, to bring up the entire year that you didn't come over to visit. To, you know what I mean? It was more like I don't know. It was more like instead of a happy reunion, it was more like a okay, now we're all together, so I'm gonna dish out.
Yeah. It's not to make other people happy, like it's not to make your family feel comfortable. It's more so that you have to learn that I deserve to be happy and I can't always do everything to make auntie or siblings or your children or your spouse or friends. It's like you lose yourself in things that should be about the family and the
Hmm.
friends and all of these things. You lose yourself. And you know, I get really got tired of always being the person to say, oh, that's okay. That's okay. And you know inside it's not okay with you. You know
Hmm.
you're not happy.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. And that's the thing, that the next day after the celebration, when you're actually enjoying with your children, they're opening gifts and everything, and then you have to pick up from the night before, and nobody comes to help you, right? But they do
Mhm.
show up around 2 to 3 o'clock, so they can come back, and eat more of what was left off from the night before, and then they take off again and leave you a mess and no help. So again, of years of hosting and trying to make everybody happy and get the family back together and everything like that, I said, you know what, I can't do that anymore if my mental health is at stake. I cannot do that. I cannot put myself through that anymore if I love myself as much as I'm telling my therapist that I do, right? So
Mhm.
I had to learn to say, hey, I am first. My mental health is first. My well being is first. And then is everybody else's.
Mm. Yeah, but Miss Nexie, I know I'm not the only one. It's like you're not the only one. There's many of us, we struggle for so many years because we get used to being bullied. We get used to the toxicity and the drama and the negativity, the gaslighting, the manipulation year after year, month after month, that it becomes like it's quote unquote normal, and it's not normal to be disrespected. It's not normal for people to just expect for you to pay for everything and to always host and never clean up and to be disrespectful to you and come to your house and then like and don't even talk about the fights you know
Exactly. Yeah, it's not normal to be taken for granted, right?
no.
That's the whole encapsulation of what we're talking about. But you see, for me, again, I have overstated to everyone my boundaries. I have told people I am not, if I go to you, if something ish starts, I'm leaving,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you start any ish with me before I leave, yeah, I'm gonna slap you. I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna leave because I'm not gonna be here for your drama. I'm not here for that. I'm here to see my nieces, nephews, and other family members that I haven't seen. So, but if you're gonna start your ish, then I'm leaving because I want a peaceful holiday. You know, a loving holiday, because that's what the holiday season is to leave any grievances that you have had with family members or friends, or best friends that are family members, have become family members. You leave everything that has, you have acquired through the year, anything that you don't like, whatever, and you leave it behind and start anew, right? But if you're going to go and continue on a 20, 30, 15-year feud with the same person over and over and over and over, then why are you continuing to host that particular family?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, I had to learn to let go. I had to learn that I I was to place these boundaries and had to learn to stick to them, whether I liked it or not. Meaning, sometimes I will feel bad that I will leave, and my nieces and nephews will be like, "Why are you leaving?" Crying or whatever. I'll feel really bad because I had to go, and I will leave them crying sometimes or asking so many questions because they didn't understand. But I had to learn to live with that. I had to learn to say, "Hey, you know what? They will understand one day
Mhm.
why I do what I do." And, people sometimes will criticize sometimes my gatherings because if I knew there was this family that every time they showed up, there was drama the minute they walked in with their long faces and whatever, and drama on every level, I wouldn't invite them, right?
Mhm.
But then somebody else will call them. Why isn't so and so here? Oh, yeah, I didn't, I forgot to invite them. I didn't invite them, but that's okay. We can enjoy. And then all of a sudden they show up like 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later, that somebody else called them because I forgot
Mhm.
to do so. And so,
Oh.
exactly, they invited him over to my house. And so I will get upset and tell these people, please don't do it because I want us to have a good holiday. Then they'll be complaining of the same family that they called in, invited to my house to enjoy this. They will complain about them. So I'm like, this is all your fault. So I got tired of always telling people, please don't go over me. If this person is not here, then if you want to have them, invite them over to your house, not to my house,
Mhm.
because this is my house. You have to respect that. So in order for me not to be going through that, and because I will end up so tired, Miss Marlene, like the 2 weeks off of Christmas they will give us at work, right? That I will take off from work. The 2 weeks, there was always somebody coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. And I would end up so tired, so mentally exhausted that when I went back to work, it was like taking a holiday. That's how bad it was.
Wow. Yeah, Miss Nexie, I have to tell you that I had to learn that my happiness had to be my happiness and my peace had to be bigger than people pleasing.
Hmm. There you
And
go,
that,
Miss Marlene.
and
Couldn't
that's
have said it
and
better
that's
myself.
And that's something that I had to sit with, Miss Nexie, because a lot of us would rather be fake and phony, smiling and laughing with people you don't get along with. There's a conversation that you need to have. There's some healing that needs to take place. That person's very disrespectful. And Miss Nexie, I'm a person that I can't hide how I feel.
Hmm. Me
So
too.
I can't do it. I can't be like sitting there smiling and I'm seeing this person like I'm like, how dare you be here?
We
Like,
don't have a good poker face, right?
no.
Ours is non existent. And that's how I am too. And I will voice it at the moment this happens. I will say it right in front of everyone because come on, like you've ruined everything, right? And people don't like that. But Miss Marlene, I'm sorry I interrupted you right then and there, but that's the one thing that remember, I had a hard time putting my foot down or making my needs, you know um being taken seriously, and my wants taken seriously. So I had to learn how to do that. And in the other hands, you were already there.
Yes, Miss Nexie. One thing I had to learn, Miss Nexie, is that We don't always have to show up to everything we're invited to. We don't always have to agree. We don't have to always be in the group chats. And another thing is that about setting boundaries is we have to stop volunteering ourselves for things. Like we know the individuals that they're never going to do, oh, like, okay, oh, this person's bringing this and this one's bringing this and this one, and it goes down the list, and everybody's bringing something but them every year.
Yes, ma'am. I had to learn to say no, and I had to learn also to not volunteer or to not be so quick and, oh my God, that is wonderful. Yeah, let's do that. I had to pace myself. I had to bite my tongue several times and say, shh, don't say anything, don't say anything. If they don't see you, they would ask you and you would have to say yes. But overall, I think that the a lot of us have family that sometimes, even if we have our boundaries and we have them in place for years and years and years, some of us have family that don't understand what that means. They
Hmm.
don't care if you have them. They'll show up nonetheless and say, "Oh, here I am. I was, going by," and they don't care, right? They don't respect that. And there's some people that I do, like my elders, like older family members. Sometimes my aunties, they will show up and I'll be like, okay, you know what, she's not into chats or emails or phones or texts, whatever, so she doesn't really know, and she's been here long enough to be such a wonderful person to me, so no, I'm just gonna let it pass because she's 80, right? She's not
Hmm.
gonna understand what I'm trying to do. But I had to learn to not be like that with them because I was trying to do it for the entire of my family. I had to learn that some people you can't be like that with. You have to take into account how
Yeah.
much they're in your life, how much they have been part of it, how much they have helped you. And I don't mean money or sitting or anything, just how much they have helped you grow as a person overall. So I had to make those exceptions. But after they had broken that cardinal, boundaries rules from me, I will take like half a day to get a facial or get my nails done or just go buy something that I enjoy eating or whatever, just to get that. God, they didn't understand that I have these boundaries or I broke them, and to get all the anxiety out, I had to go do something fun for me
Mm.
to compensate breaking that boundary. And I
Yeah.
still do that. I still do that with some people because I love them so much, right? And I don't want to turn them away. And again, I always think of, oh, they took so much to come all the way over here, and I cannot, even if I don't want to see anyone or I'm not, my house is not in condition for people to see it. I kind of fix it up really quick, and I don't have anything to offer them to eat. I'm gonna order something. So things like that. I had to make an exception because some family members are so good to you that you have to make those exceptions, even if you have to do something different after they leave to kind of get your bearings back. But those are the people that I do make an exception for.
Yeah. And I can understand that. I can understand that there's, you have to have some exceptions, but the thing about it is it's the individuals that show up and they know they're not welcome. They know
Mm.
they know that they came over to start mess. We know the messy people, like they show up, they show up, they're plastered. They show up
Mm.
and they're like start saying stuff like, "Oh, you look ugly," or "You gained weight," or "Did you get a job yet?" or "This person," or "You're still with this person." Like, no,
Are you
we're
still not
not doing.
married?
Yeah, yeah, like saying things to make other people feel uncomfortable. Like that's no, we're not doing that.
Or Miss Marlene, when you have, in my neighborhood, we have there's an ordinance that you cannot have music blasting after 11 o'clock. So what we
Mm,
do is if we have an outside party, we will have it and try to break the noise on the outside of the house before 11. We bring the party inside, close all the doors, windows, whatever, and we can party inside the house. But you have those people that no matter how many times you tell them, hey, you can't do that because they'll call the police on you, right? They don't get it, and they will make noise outside. They will go out and talk to others, with somebody else outside, or they'll go smoke and they'll go light up other things,
mhm,
illegal things, and do. And I'm like, this is my home. This is my neighborhood. If I'm telling you, you can't go out there and start talking in my backyard because I have four people behind me that are ear, they can hear everything, and they will call the police on you. And if they show up and something happens, I have a lot more to lose than you have, right? And so I will get so frustrated because I will be like, guys, you guys can't be here. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I will bring them in, close the doors. Then I will see people opening the doors again because they were going to go smoke, and they will leave the back door open, like the sliding door, completely open. So all the music, all the laughter, everything was filtering outside. And I'm like, oh my God. So,
mhm,
and then you have, you have those same people criticizing you for being so strict
mhm.
on your
And
parties.
you know what, Miss Nexie, and that's one of the reasons why nobody gets an invite. And they're like,
Mhm.
"Did you get an invite? So where's the party?" Because you know what? Everybody gets used to always showing up, not bringing anything, or messing up the
Mhm.
place, or even trashing your house, breaking your lamps, spilling food all over the place, rummaging through your house and taking stuff. Like, this is not a store. Like, literally, take your lamp, take your towels. It's like, what is this?
It's so true. So
Yeah,
true.
and it gets to the point where like people will say, I've heard people say, family is everything. Miss Nexie, I don't feel that way.
Neither do I, Miss Marlene. Neither do I. And again,
It's
it's a very tough lesson to learn, right? And a very tough
yeah.
thing to say because we grew up, our Caribbean ways is that family is everything. You have to do everything, anything for family. You have to drop everything that you're doing to go help so and so. And
Hmm.
so I had to unlearn that and start being a little bit more selective on who was able to get inside my so-called family circle. Not what my family expected me to do, not what my parents, my, grandparents, no, what I consider family. So I had to unlearn the I have to drop everything to take care of this, that I have to pitch in because so and so, this is the fourth job that this person loses in a year. And so we have to help him pay the rent or her take care of the kid. I had to unlearn all of that. And because of the unlearning of, I have become the enemy,
Oh, but you know
the
what,
suck up
Miss
one.
Next? Yeah, but you know what, Miss Nexie, the one that is stuck up, the one that is selfish, the one that is mean. Guess what? Those people have. They have peace of mind. They have money. They have a clean house, and they have their mental health.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. Exactly. And you know what? Also, you have the respect because believe it or not, the fact that they do not cross that boundary is that you have taught them to respect you. You have made it very abundantly clear that they have to respect you. And
Yep.
yeah, they will criticize, they will call you names, they will say you're so stuck up, now that you live here, right, in this country or in this state or blah, 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 you have
Or Miss
become
Nexie,
this.
or since you got your education and all,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God. Never mind that, because according to them, I'm a janitor where I do. But that's not the point. The point here is now that you have come to this, now that you have your own home, oh,
Mhm.
because she has her own house now. Now she doesn't, like, she's all stuck up and she doesn't want us, blah, blah, blah. And it's not even that. It's just that, yeah, you have your house now and you worked your tush off to get it, right? To be able to afford it. And you continue to do that because you want to make sure that you're paying your mortgage, that you have everything that you need at home. So they throw things in your face that they're not willing to do because you're doing them and therefore you're stuck up. So I sometimes don't understand where that those attacks are coming from.
Yeah, but
And uh-huh.
Miss Nexie, we really have to think, my therapist always used to tell me when someone says something to you, you can't take it as a personal attack. A lot of times when people say things to us, is they go that way like a low blow because they can't control you, because they can't know your business, because now you have set boundaries and they can't control you like a little puppet anymore. They can't run over you. And also because you know your worth, you know what you don't have to take. You
Mm,
don't have to take it anymore. Like, I can remember the times before where I felt like I had to, like you said, I
mm.
had to. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my this person. That's my friend. That's this. It does not matter whatever label that a person has in your life. It doesn't matter the type of relationship. If people are not respecting you, your boundaries, your opinion, your home, your feelings, then they don't belong to have a space in your life.
Thank you. And you see, and before, Miss Marlene, maybe you and I did have to take it because we lived with our parents and we knew what will happen if we didn't go to the rescue of whoever needed us for the 74th time in a month. So we knew, so we had to avoid everything that will come with, the guilt, the shaming, the disrespect sometimes from our parents and stuff like that, because we're not helping family, right? Now, yeah, now that I have my house, of course I'm not going to continue on with what my parents wanted me to do, or with whoever I was living with as family members wanted me to do, because I have my own space now. I don't have to deal with whatever they will be talking about me when I'm not in their household anymore. So yeah, I'm going to have my own, boundaries. I'm going to set them. I'm going to have my own things that I want and to do in my own time. And I have the right to say I don't want you in my house if you're not going to respect, what you previously said. My
Mhm.
house, my boundaries, my opinion, my entire house. Like, why do I have to bow down to you when the last time I checked, the mortgage payment gets paid because I work my tush for it? I don't remember any month in the past 10 years receiving a check for half of my mortgage from you. So why do I and I said this exact words in a family, setting, in a family reunion, in a family party. I said this out loud to someone that was being very disrespectful in my
Mm.
house. I said, I don't remember in the past 10 years, I said this. I don't remember getting a check for half of my mortgage from you. So why in the F am I going to put up with you? I said, get out of my house. And a lot of people after that left because they were upset that I kicked this person out. And years later, they coming back apologizing because they took their side and now they learn how this person is and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't care. I don't give second chances to anyone. So I don't care.
Mhm. You're just like me, Miss Nexty. When I'm the type of person where I will give. I think I give people too many chances to begin with. So I know when I get to that point where I get to my ceiling and I'm like, I'm full, like when I feel like this person is suffocating me where I can't breathe or is causing me to have like mental health issues, like I'm feel so stressed out, I'm angry, they have me wanting to cry, my blood pressure is up. When it gets to that ceiling level, that's when I have to say, this is enough. Now it's time for me to choose myself. And I hate that you have to get to that point with certain individuals because, like, I try to be the person to, not be too tough on people. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're going through something, or, I give people plenty of chances, but then you have to allow them to, okay, I can't keep coming to their rescue. I'm
Hmm.
not, I can't always be there because if you're always there for them, your own family, your own business suffers.
Hmm.
So I was like, no. So I had to learn that word no. And I remember when somebody said, "What did you say?" I said, no, I'm not
Hmm.
doing it. He's
Yep.
like, "Oh, are you having a bad day?" I was like, "No, I'm having a great day. I'm
Why
just."
is it always that?
Yes, it's like, oh, I guess I called you at the wrong time. It's like, no, I'm having a good day. I'm just fine. I'm just not gonna do it.
Hmm. It's a powerful word, that no thing. But Miss Marlene, again, it takes, at least for me, it took many, many years to get to where I'm at, right? And I've been at this point for almost, I don't know, 18 years, I guess, 20 years, maybe more. But it took me many years prior to this, from people taking advantage of my kindness, from people taking advantage of my time, my money, my, sometimes house, my pantry, my resources, right? And most importantly, taking advantage and not giving an ish about my feelings, how they were hurting me, how that what they were doing was affecting me. It didn't even occur to them that it was a thing, that it was affecting me at all. Like it was so normal for them to come and raid my pantry, or come and ask me for money, or come and ask me for, take him here, take him there, take care of my kid. It was so normal for them. They normalized it so much that my feelings weren't even a thing that they were considering.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like, okay, how far have I allowed them to take advantage of me, for that they don't even consider me as having feelings?
Exactly. And that's the whole point about it is we are the ones that we have to show people. And like my therapist told me for years, and I didn't get it, is that we have to train people how to treat us.
Hmm.
You really do have to train them because if you have enabled your siblings or whoever it is to that you put up with their bad behavior, or you allow them to keep ghosting you, or you allow them to lie to you, or do something that you don't like, but you just keep saying, oh, that's okay, and you know that it's not okay. So we have to first be honest with ourselves and say, I don't like their behavior. I don't like whatever it is. And then we have to cut it off and say, and not allow it. Sometimes that
Exactly.
means blocking people, literally blocking them, or it could mean you don't talk to them, you won't go around, whatever it is. But you need to do those things to protect your own self.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. And again, it's not even, they will call you whatever they call you. But the most important thing here is that, you are also a human being. You're also someone that, has value, and you're someone that has feelings, and that, people that don't see that in you, they're not worthy of you having them in your life. I know that a lot of people, criticized me over the years for all the, stopping all the gatherings here for the holidays and stuff. But you know what, Miss Marlene, it's been again, but 18 or 20 years. And I'm still hearing from, through the grapevine of the fights that are happening, of so and so came really upset and they were fighting afterwards. And then they were talking ish about this and they were doing this. And I'm like, okay, why are you guys? Oh, and they didn't bring anything. They just showed up very hungry and they didn't bring. And so I'm like, why are you guys telling me this? And why are you continuing to host if you're going to be talking bad about these people, or or they're going to be messing your whole day or holiday season? You don't have to. You can just say, you know what, I'm not hosting anymore, and they're still going through the same things, that I was going through. So I'm like, I'm happy that, and very glad that I did that, that I stood my ground. And I asked them to respect my boundaries. Whether they liked it, they understood it, or they didn't, I don't care. You just have to respect them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with them, but you have to respect them.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's how I feel 100%, that may not like what I say, you may not agree, you may have a different opinion, but also at the same time, I had to hold on a second, Nexie.
Hmm.
I had to do something for a second. Okay, so I had to say that it took me a long time as a woman to feel like I could have a different opinion. It took me a long time to say I don't want to do that. I don't want to show up there. I don't want to go to this place. I don't want to give my money. I don't want to go anywhere without having that guilt feeling.
Hmm.
Like, I used to feel so guilty, Miss Nexie. I mean, like, literally, I would be shaking sometimes with the anxiety. Oh my goodness, I know they're going to be there, or they stress me out, or they make me see red. Like,
Hmm.
being around them makes me feel like, what am I going to do if they're around and they say something? I'm going to flip. And
Yep.
you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to go to prison tonight, but if they say something, I just might.
Yeah, they're not gonna have any. No, never mind what I was gonna say. But yeah, I will feel the same
Lexi
way.
say it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I will feel the same way. But the one thing that I got from denying the celebration, because they always wanted to do it in my house. It was so weird, Miss Marlene, because everybody, oh, we'll go to your house. Yeah, we have, because your house is bigger, and we always gonna have it there. So what I got from saying not this year or not anymore is I got a lot of enemies. A lot of family members disliking me. Blocking me in their social media platform, even though I don't use social media much. But back then I was using a little bit more because of the kids, and they will block me from that. They will have group chats that I wasn't included in because I had denied them a place to celebrate the holidays, either Thanksgiving,
Mhm,
because it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, and sometimes even New Year's.
mhm.
So I had denied that. So I was not a family member, and it was done so quick. And that's when I realized and I understood that I don't mean anything to them. They don't care. What they want is to use my house and my
No,
time and
no,
my
Miss,
patience and everything else.
and Miss Nexie, they want to control you. They want you to do all the work, and they just want to show up and then leave.
Hmm. And it's exactly what they used to do. Oh, it's okay. I will help you, but like kids are falling asleep. We gotta go. We have a long drive to go. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna take the plate I brought because you not many people got it, so I'm gonna take it back. And I'm like, but aren't you coming back like later on in my mind? I wouldn't say this to them, but I was thinking, aren't you guys coming back like in the afternoon, like you guys always do? And even if we didn't want them to, they would just show up, right? So once I started saying no and putting all this, you know, stop to everything that was going on and all this, putting these boundaries into practice, because you need to practice this. It's not something that you can do overnight. You can put 2 to 3 rules down and say, I'm not going to break this one, so I'm not going to allow them to whatever. And it takes a while for you to actually feel comfortable to just lay the law down. So as I started putting more and more boundaries, that's when I started seeing the reality of, you're not my family member. You're just someone that, I mean, you are my family, but not really, like, whatever. Like, I don't care if you're in my life, right? I was just using you. That's when I started getting that feeling, and the people, like I said, blocking me or whatever. And then when I said, you know what, because I started with, I'm just gonna give gifts to the kids in our family, because our families are huge, Miss Marlene. So I was like, I'm just gonna give them to the little ones, because those are the ones that are expecting, a gift, because they still believe in what they believe, right? And so they started criticizing that I was doing that, and everybody was upset because it wasn't fair. And I said, well, if you guys want to give to everybody else, then go ahead. But I'm just going to do it with the kiddos, because, money is getting, it's getting very expensive. It's getting tighter. So I'm just going to give our little ones, which in this case will be about 20 kids, Miss Barry, from the,
That's
the
still a lot.
family. Yeah, and that's only the little ones that were little in that point. My children and their cousins and whatever. It was like 15 or 17 cousins. So I was just the little ones, the ones under 10 or whatever, or under 12. And so they will criticize that and take it very personal. But when I said, you guys can continue to do that if you guys want to give families, but I am not doing it. And so right away, when the holidays came over, because I did the announcement like during the summer, right, when we used to get together. And then when Christmas came around, yeah, everybody only gave the little ones. And I was like, why were they pushing away the idea and talking ish about me, when they are the ones also enjoying the fact that I spoke out and said, hey, we're spending too much money. Let's just, honor the little ones, because that's the whole point, right? Christmas is for the little ones. And so they'll be like, oh yeah, we just brought this for the kids, blah blah blah, you're right, money is tight, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then when I said, it's not going to be in my house again, okay, we're going to host it in so and so's place, because this person is being so selfish. She doesn't want to have us in her house, because now she owns a house. Now she thinks she's, too much for us, whatever. They will host it 1 year, Miss Marlene. The following year, oh no, I'm not doing it. No, let's find out. Let's do it in your house. I mean, I did it last year and it was a lot of work, so let's do it in your house. And I was thinking, okay, but when you guys used to come with me in the past 20 years, it didn't bother you, right? You didn't think about
No,
how tired I was, how much time it took me to cook and get everything clean and ready, and how much time it took me for the entirety of the next week to get everything back in order. So it doesn't matter. But now so and so is tired. So we're going to host it in somebody else's house. And then eventually it disappeared. Oh, we're just going to do it within our families. We'll see you guys on the 25th or the 26th. So, you know what I mean? Like, they are selfish like that. They are very quick to judge and throw rocks at you. But when it's for their convenience, they don't, touch their heart to tell people, no, we're not going to do it. You guys do whatever you want, but I'm not. So, yeah.
yeah, Miss Nexie, I just think it's so interesting how when you finally take your power back
Hmm.
and you said, I will not be manipulated. Like I sent out a big text, put CC to everybody in it. Like, I'm no longer doing this. Don't ask me for money. Don't do this. I'm not gonna co-sign nothing. Like I went down all like it was like 80 things on this list. Like I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not doing that. Nope, I'm not doing that anymore. After that, Miss Nexie, I stopped hearing from all of those people in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, you become the enemy because you're not bending, your own rules anymore, and you're not, doing their will. Like you're like, I'm not gonna follow that anymore. This is, me now. I'm not under anybody else's roof. Like this is me, my money, my house, my rules, right? And when you start standing up for yourself, and they cannot walk all over you, that's when they start seeing all of your defects, right? All of your flaws and everything that you do wrong in life. But when you start saying no to their needs and their wants, that's when you become the enemy.
Hmm. And the thing about it, Nexie, is that it's not because they don't know. They know that it's the right thing. They know that it's time for them to stand on their own feet. They know that they ask too for too much help. They
Mhm.
know all of these things, but when you finally say, "No, I'm not taking this anymore. No, you will not disrespect me or whatever it is," or when you check people, because that has been a new thing for me, is
Mhm.
I started to check people. Like before it used to be like people would irritate me, and then I would absorb it, like, take it home, and then I would be like, "Oh, how dare they? And why did they treat me like that?" And this, and I would be home, I'm there going going on, instead of, you should have said that to whoever it was that's doing this to you. So that's one of the things that I had to learn, and that's what therapy helped me. That in the moment, don't wait and say, "I'll talk about it later." No, in this moment. Oh, you want to be rude to me? Listen, I, there's something I've been meaning to say too, and this, and just have it out. You want to be rude? Oh, then take this.
Two can play that game.
Yeah, and that's what relatives don't like, or alleged friends, or I call them just frenemies.
Yep.
They they claim to be your friend, but actually they're an enemy. And it's more, it's so much people that wear this mask, and
Hmm.
it's so many people who are in denial and saying, "This is my friend, this is my loved one, this they love me." No, you love them. It's not the same thing.
Yes.
just
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
just because you say you love them, it does not mean that they love you back.
Hmm. Or the way that you deserve to be loved, because that's another thing. They love you and they're like, well, I love her in my own way. I loved her in my own capacity. I love her in the way I know how. Yeah, but they want you to love them to the max of your capacity, right? And they're not willing to do the same thing for you.
Uh,
I you, go, Miss Marlene.
Miss, I was gonna say, yeah, they love you to the max of your bank account.
The max of your balance. No, and Miss Marlene, again, my peace of mind is not for sale. It's not for debate, and it's not for your consideration. I don't care whether you like it or not. That I do not host anything in my house. I don't care if you like it or not. That I do not gift everybody in my life. I don't care, because I do that for me, not for your opinion, not for you to like it, not for you to accept it, not for you to whatever. I don't care. And that's the one thing that, I sometimes come off a little bit, mean sometimes, or rough, that I say, I don't care. As long as I'm okay with what I am doing, and I know that I'm not being unfair or disrespectful, meaning I'm throwing it on your face of why I'm doing this. I'm just saying this is what I'm going to do now, right? As long as I do that that way, then I am not disrespecting you. I'm actually learning to respect me,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I had to do that in order for me to see and I mean put all these boundaries and take away all those things that I used to give them, time, money, resources, whatever it is that I was doing for them, helping them with jobs and references and whatever I was doing. I had to stop doing that to see who really, really, really was with me and genuine with me. And not just because they needed me or because they knew I could do that for them, or they knew that if I wasn't there, then it's going to be harder for them to get whatever, right? So I learned that's the only way that I was going to be able to find out who was there for me and who wasn't, and who was true and who was fake. And
Mhm.
from the huge family pool that I have, and we have, because my husband and I both have, my ex-husband and I both had a huge family. Only probably, like, I would say, from about 45 people, or yeah, about that, but 35, 45, I don't even remember the exact number back then. I would say probably like 5 people stay in my circle.
Mm, that's a
Yep.
big chunk to be
Yes,
removed.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's when I learned that friendships and families or whatever, they're not biologically you or yours. It's who
Mhm.
loves you the way you deserve to be loved, that they will have the consideration that you also deserve. Those are the people that should stay in your life and should be in your life. I learned
Mhm.
it then because everybody
Yeah,
turned their back on me.
Miss Nexie, you know what I learned? I learned who I really was, and I learned how strong I was when I was literally like fighting for my life. You know,
Mm.
I don't know who has ever been through anything like that, like some really dark periods of time where you're like in a state of depression, or you're feeling extremely lonely, or your mental health is not in a good space, or you're just going through a lot of personal, financial, just struggles in your life. And when you look around and there's nobody to support you through this, you're thinking like, why do I help everybody, and everybody knows what I'm going through, and nobody is trying to reach out for me?
Hmm. And Miss Marlene, in this case, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna interject myself here because I just remember something. When this happened, I found out who truly, truly loved me and knew me.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it was the people that I least expected to be there for me, to know me like I thought everybody else did, and to consider me, their family member, an important member of their family. And when things happen like this, you learn that it's not the one that shows you the most affection, fake affection, or the ones that is always texting you or calling you. Is probably the silent one that is always on the edge, on the perimeter of everybody else, that you don't really go to or consider close to you. Those are the ones that show you that they are your true family member or your true friend. And I had, friends like that, that when things happened, when this happened, that I said everybody do their own thing. And I had, those 5 people, I had two of them that will be like, oh yeah, yeah, no, they will call me with whatever, arguing, and she'll be like, you know what, she's not okay right now. I'll have her call you back because I don't think she's gonna want to hear this right now. So I'll have her call you back. Or if they will be in an outing with family, like they will celebrate a birthday and we'll go and they will start their whatever. She'll this one or two people that will sometimes be there in the family will say, you know what, let's go, let's walk around. Don't pay attention to these people. She's coming over here just to mess with you. So don't listen to her. Let's go. Because they knew me, right? They knew how I was and the things that I was willing to put up with and not. They knew me better than those people that I gave so much time and money to.
Exactly, Miss Nexie. And I want to highlight a comment from Sirius. Sirius says, Nexie, I understand that concept. These people think they are invincible and they have no shame whatsoever. I'm not making myself available anymore. And
Exactly.
that's something I had to learn to stop
Exactly.
making yourself available for everybody.
And yeah, hey Shay, hi Siri.
Realist.
You see, what I understood is, Miss Marlene, as expensive as everything is right now, can you imagine if we were still hosting?
Oh, Miss Nexie, and you know what? It's not even just the holidays, Miss Nexie. It for me, it's okay. It's your family that has like 4 or 5 kids, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like they have 4 or 5 kids, and they want every time it's back to school, like
Mm.
like expecting that you're gonna suit out their kids. Like, now, don't get me wrong, those are my cousins or friends of, my kids' friends. And I mean, my friends, yeah, my friends' kids. And I do look at them like, they are my family, but it's like I feel like they make it like an obligation.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
it's not like I'm not obligated to take care of somebody else's kids or to pay your bills, or if you're having a lot of health problems, it's not my obligation to help you pay your medical bills. And I'm not saying that to be like a nasty mean person or anything, but people don't think about the struggles that you're dealing with.
no, no,
I
they
got my
don't.
bills that come every month. I got my stuff that goes
Oh,
in my household.
oh yeah, and Miss Marlene, if you know, I had the last holiday that I hosted, and I again, this was 20 years ago. The last one I hosted, probably longer. I cooked. I made a huge turkey and mashed potatoes, and I asked them, bring side dishes and desserts if you guys want. I had already made some cookies and things like that, some pies, and bought drinks and everything. And people show up, and they're pouring their drinks or whatever. Oh my God, that's all you bought? Is this all the things to drink? Is that all you have? Is there anything else? And I'm looking at them like, what did you bring to drink? In my mind, right? That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm not saying it to them. And as I started analyzing everything, I was like, hey, wait a minute. This is all you have? Not even thank you for hosting us. Thank you for, having all this delicious food and drinks and that we don't have to worry about. No, is that all you got? I don't think it's gonna be enough for everybody. Then go get something. Bring something. And every time I will say, can you bring something to drink? They will show up with one or two soda bottles, a six-pack of any, drinks, alcoholic drink, or a little bottle of something. And it's like it's a family of like 30 in here. And you think 2 liters is gonna be okay for everybody here? Like, so I was always prepared because I'm like, I know they're not gonna bring a lot, but I wasn't expecting them to say, is that all you got? Oh no, that's not gonna be enough. And without even blinking, okay, once. And the minute I said I'm done, and I, talked it over with my ex-husband and everything, and he's like, I've been telling you that for years, but you don't listen to me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So the minute I said that, and when I became everybody else's enemy and disrespectful, and oh my God, it's just so stuck up, and takes for granted that we're family, that we care, and the kids, and blah, blah, blah. Once I became that, I understood what he was trying to tell me for years, that they were never going to appreciate anything I did or anything we did. But he will say more like anything you do, because I was the one always cooking and cleaning and doing all this. He will say, they will never, they're never going to appreciate you. So I don't know why you're wasting your time. But I was like, oh, it's family, whatever. But I understood then what he was trying to tell me for years, that no matter what I did, it was never going to be enough.
Exactly. And that's the whole point, that if you always are trying to go by making everybody happy, you never get to that space of your own self-awareness, your own peace of mind, using your gifts. I can tell you, Miss Nexie and Chat, that it took me such a long time to get to the space to say, what do I want to do with my life?
Hmm.
And not like I'm a selfish person or anything like that, because I think I'm a very giving person. But at the same time, we can't give only when, like, what's left. And that's what many of us have to unlearn, that toxic behavior of always putting ourselves last.
Hmm.
We have to use what they say, common sense, but I believe these days sense is not common. So we have to use more. It's more than common sense. Is if we know people are a manipulator, or people are prone to argue with you, or are prone to take advantage of you. You know that already. So there's no conversation that needs to be had. Just leave them alone. Don't answer the phone.
Hmm.
It's all of those things.
Exactly. But the thing that I learned from this whole problem, and again, it's many, many years back, is that loving myself gave me more happiness than expecting everybody else to love me so that I can become happy. Right? So
Yeah.
by saying no, I'm not willing to do this anymore because I care for me. I have to protect my mental health. I have to not be so tired and not enjoy my immediate family, children, husband for the holidays because I'm so busy. I wasn't even giving them, enough time. I wasn't taking my kids to see all the lights, to go to the skating rink and enjoy, skating and the Christmas stuff. I wasn't doing any of that because I was so busy preparing food, making sure that everybody was happy. And so, putting everything in perspective, I gained more from putting my foot down and not caring what those people thought of me, and not waiting for them to actually care or give me the love that I knew I deserved. I got more from myself that way and my immediate family than if I was waiting for them, because I was getting frustrated that nobody appreciated all the effort. So I'm happy that I did that because I was able to still enjoy my kids. They were young enough that I was still able to repair, that I wasn't there for them the previous years, but now they can still have nice memories of not the ones seeing their mom run all over the place stressed out, and sometimes yelling like, don't do that, don't put it there, blah blah blah. And so I'm glad that I did that because I was able to enjoy my family and concentrate on their gifts more, concentrate on their, having fun and having a nice breakfast when we woke up on Christmas Day. So all of those things weren't possible before I put my foot down, but they were so much better and more possible after I did that. And I didn't have, like, year three or fourth, I had no regrets whatsoever. Year one and two, after I did that, yeah, they were a little bit like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Nobody's here, and who knows if we're gonna be able to see them." And I want to take the gifts for my, nieces and nephews, but I don't know if they're gonna be upset at me, or it was guilt. I was guilt ridden. But after that, Miss Marlene, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. What next thing, what I started doing, um like contacting, like, my little cousins and stuff through their social media. It's like, You know, I don't I'm not really dealing with your mom or your dad or whoever it is, but I just want you to know that I love you. I haven't forgotten you, you
Hmm.
know? So I've done things like that because I have to tell you that, I before I used to kind of hold back from saying it, but I won't anymore. I'm a woman of faith, okay? And there's a lot of times where with relatives and friends and other people, they'll make it seem like, oh, I thought you were this, I thought you were that. So why are you treating me like that? See, knowing and having faith does not make you a doormat. It
Mm,
doesn't mean, people will use religion, people will use your faith as like a weak thing, that because you say you profess, faith, that you're supposed to do everything they say. You're supposed to be a puppet. You're supposed to always be available. You're supposed to let me smack you around. You're supposed to let me lie to you. And then when I find it out, you're not supposed to get upset because remember, you have faith. No, my faith causes me to be able to use that discernment to
mm,
say, you're not good for me. So I
hmm.
have to exit.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. Perfectly said. Because it is true. They use that a lot against you, right? The sin that you're committing by not, you
Hmm.
know, being around family, helping family, aiding family. And they make you feel so bad for breaking the cycle of abuse, right? Because that is being
Hmm.
abusive. They
It
make you feel
is.
so bad about that. I sometimes had to remind myself in the same, context that you're talking about. I had to remind myself that taking care of myself was also part of my religion, of my faith, of my belief, right?
Mm.
Having them respect me it's in the Bible, right? It's part of my religion, it's part of my beliefs, it's part of my faith. So I had to go through that as well because I was told by someone, one of the elders, that I was sinning because I
Mm.
was pushing family away and I wasn't living up to, the gospel, but
Yeah, you weren't doing
religion.
what you're supposed to do. You're
I
a bad
wasn't.
woman of faith,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
so this is not how we handle things, and you're committing a huge sin. And I had that, like I said, the first 2 years I had that guilt, and if anything happened, I will go straight to, oh my God, because I
Hmm.
did that, this happened to me, right? I wasn't thinking of, no, that was going to happen no matter what. So yeah,
Hmm.
they will use religion and your faith and everything against you to get you to go back to being their doormat,
Yep.
to
Yep.
go back to doing whatever they want you to do.
And
But
Miss Nancy. Oh, I'm
uh-huh.
sorry.
No, 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 go on, go on.
I was gonna say, and the same people who always talk about, oh, you're a bad person, and you're this and you're that. They are the ones that are committing the biggest sins. It's like, it's like, what did they say, that he who has not sinned cast the first stone? Like,
There you go.
look what you're doing over there. It's like, I was like, are you kidding me?
No, Miss Marlene. Okay, so they say, you're sinning because, you're not, you're pushing family away. You're walking away from family, from the blessings of a large family. God has blessed you with all this, and you're moving away. You're pushing your entire family away because of your modern way of thinking. Now you want to be, on your own, whatever, and then you're looking at them and you're like, isn't this husband number 3 for you?
Yeah. Hmm.
Isn't your daughter like baby number 4 from, right? Your
Yeah.
daughter has baby number 4 from so and so. You start thinking like that, and then you feel guilty because you're comparing, you're saying that. But I again, I had to literally unlearn all of that way of thinking, and the bad behavior I had of sometimes pedaling back. Okay, maybe if I do a little bit, it will be okay with them, right? Yeah, I cannot go Christmas, but maybe if I host something else,
Mhm.
or maybe if I donate for the party, they will be okay with me. And I had to learn to not do that and cut everything completely, to actually liberate myself from the holdup. And it took me a while, to get there. It did, but I actually did. And now people that I have in my circle, family members and friends that have become family, those are people that have been with me for years, through thick and thin, through the good and the bad and the super, super ugly. They have always been there as I have been with them. But we give each other, back and forth. It's not just a one-sided thing, right? They will listen to me blah 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 blah, go on and on and on about everything, and allow me to release everything that I have inside. But at the same time, I will actually spend 2 3 hours listening to my friend on whatever. So I have people around me that can and have loved me the way that I deserve to be loved, and I have done the same for them. And biology has not dictated who is in my life and who is worthy of my time, my love, my attention, and everything else that comes with me.
Oh boy. Ooh, Nexie, you're cooking over there.
Ooh.
I was like, it's a nice little stew you're brewing up next. I was like, I like the ingredients.
No, again, Miss Marlene, it takes a very long time for you to come to this place where I'm at right now. It has taken me a lot of heartache, a lot of hitting myself in the wall several times, right?
Mhm.
And learning that without self-love and self-compassion and self-admiration and self, even putting boundaries on self, without all of that, I would have not been able to have the family that I have now. So it had to start with me loving me, appreciating me,
Mhm. And
respecting me.
that's the thing, Nexie. When you are unbalanced, and as Sirius was talking about, that we were trained to think that way, culturally speaking, and we had to learn to
Mhm.
realign ourselves to be able to know the difference. So the thing about it is that we sometimes get so used to the toxicity. We get so used to the darkness that we don't even know what the light is.
Mhm.
That you have to be like trying to search for the light, like what do I even want? And that's the thing about, uncovering, the dark things, because dark things happen within the family unit.
Yeah, of
a
course.
lot a lot of abuse, a lot of disrespect, manipulation, gaslighting, narcissism, having relatives that have mental illness, and it's like it gets to the point where you become like that volcano and you explode one day, and then everybody's like, oh, look at them, and did you see how they acted? Because it's
Mhm.
all of the months, all of the years, all of what you took, and they just did too much.
Yeah, exactly, Miss Marlene. And I have always wonder why, because when I was living with my father, I wasn't someone that was insecure or someone that felt very, little or anything like that. My father, he raised us, and my father had the thinking process of men and women, we're the same. We clean the inside of the house and the outside of the house, like there's no gender here, right? We all help each other. all the kids, we my brothers did dishes, my brothers know how to cook, my brothers know how to iron, my brothers know how to wash clothes, and we know how to fix things around the house the same way because my father taught us everything.
Mhm.
What I didn't know why I became like the way I did is as I became older and an older person is when I was living with my mother. She loves my brothers so much more than she loves us girls. And she makes that very obvious and very, very plain on your face. For her, the boys are everything. And she dotes on them and she expects you to do the same thing. You have to cook for them, you have to clean for them, you have to do everything. And when your mother, is showing you how much she adores your brothers, but can care less whether you're there helping her or not. When she does that to you for years and years and years, it does something to you. It makes you feel unworthy. It makes you feel
Mhm.
that if this person that brought me to this world doesn't think highly of me, doesn't love me the way, then what can I expect from anybody else? So if I get loved a little bit, that's okay because that's how much she loves me and I'm okay with it, right? So that's when I started analyzing all of this as I started getting, therapy, and I started journaling a lot, and I started going back to when did I become so self-conscious? When did I become that pushover? When did I become that person that allowed so many people to take advantage of her? And I learned that I became that person when I started living with her because I was still young enough, at 17, you're still very young that you don't know who you are yet. So if this person is telling you that you're not worthy of her love, her admiration, and her time and everything else, then who else is gonna love you? So whatever little you can get from this person, that's exactly what you're gonna expect from everybody else. And it
Exactly.
took me a long time to understand where and why I was allowing people to give me so little. And why was I comfortable with having so little of love, understanding, and care from others and not exploding like you say before. And it was because of that, because I was so accustomed to, oh, you're here now. Okay, whatever. And then if my brother showed up, oh my God, my baby's home. How are you? Whatever. And those things, they do something to you. But I had to unlearn that and say, hey, when my therapist, when we were talking about this subject, and I said, I don't understand why I love her so much and she cannot. And then that's when he told me is because she's not capable of loving you the way you think or the way you deserve to be loved. She cannot give you that love. So it's why it's important for you to love yourself more. Because if people don't give you that type, you don't have to care because you already love you more.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's the name of the game, Nexie, because so many of us, when you get pushed down, when you get oppressed for such a long period of time, it gets to be like you're going to eventually buck under that. Like you're going to eventually get sick of it, have an attitude, not want to be around people. And what I don't like is instead of confronting the people who keep hurting us, we take it out on the people who actually love us.
Hmm. Exactly. And Miss Marlene, that's another thing is that you have to. I had that mentality that, oh my God, I have to go visit her, right? I have to go visit because it's the holidays and I have to go and spend some time. And going there, I was feeling like, oh my God. And coming back, I was snappy, at my family and always complaining. And you guys didn't behave well and blah, blah, blah. And I was tense for the next week. And my ex husband will tell me, why do we go through this every year? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Well, every time we're going over there, you're excited and everything. But once we're there, you're walking on eggshells around her. And then when you come back, you're all stressed out because you didn't get what you were expecting to get. So then we pay the price
Yeah, that's the
for what
truth.
you didn't have. And I again, I will say, dismiss that. Whatever, I don't care. That's your point of view. That's your point of view. That's what you think. But then I started realizing that yes, that's exactly what it is. I will get so disheartened that I will come home and take it off on everybody else, not in a bad way of hitting them or anything, but short temper. I'll be like sad and crying, or thinking that nobody cares, nobody loves me. And it wasn't because my kids weren't loving me or caring, or my ex-husband wasn't. It's just that I had just come from her house and feeling everything negative, and now I'm thinking that everybody else here is negative. So once I started noticing that that's what it was, Miss Marlene, the thing that I did is I stopped going on holidays. I visited only when I felt okay to go mentally, when I was
Mm.
prepared mentally, and so that whatever it happened, whatever she said, whatever happened, whatever she did, it didn't bother me. I would just leave it outside her door and go home a happy person. So I started limiting my visits, and I feel bad saying it, but I went on like 3 years without a visit,
Miss
without a
Nexie,
phone call, without anything. And I just went to see her. And then it's been 2 years now. So, you know what I mean? That is helping me. And I have to do whatever helps me.
Miss Nexie, don't ever apologize for choosing yourself. That's my therapist taught me that. Don't ever apologize because now you have boundaries. Now you have self respect. You didn't have that before. So, of course, don't ever try to apologize for being your best self. Don't ever, don't ever. Anybody who's listening to this, never apologize, never pull back, never rationalize, never make people put you on this good guilt trip, have you going all over and around and backwards and sideways. And it's not you, it's them projecting their fears and their insecurities and mental illness and drama and negativity onto you. No, it's nothing
And
wrong
yeah,
with us.
I know, but this is your platform, and I don't want people to think that this is your opinion or the way that you think. This is just what worked for me, and I should have said that in the very beginning. That what I'm expressing, the way I'm feeling, and what I have done for me, it's something that I did. It has nothing to do with Miss Marlene, but for my, for the safety of my feelings, my heart, my well-being, and everything around me, I had to cut the visiting time limits, even on phone calls. If I don't feel like doing them for months at a time, I don't do it, because I know that it creates this anxiety. It gives me this dread and a dragging feeling of, oh my God, I have to call. Okay, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna call. And so I have stopped doing that. If I don't feel like it, I don't do it,
And don't.
because I found myself, Miss Marlene, always reaching out, always visiting, and then that she will come here, go straight past my house to my brother, and didn't let me know until she was back home already. Didn't visit me, the children, didn't call me, didn't invite me over to my brother's. You know what I mean? So, and that will hurt me. So I started saying, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna do me, my mental health, my well being, and then give to everybody else when I'm okay to give, not when you expect me to.
And that's what it is right there, Miss Nexie. It's learning to draw a line in the sand. It's like putting up the stop sign. You can only come this far with me, and that's far enough. No, you right there. So you stay right there. You have to train people like this is my bubble. I'm not going to let you affect my mental health. You will not disrespect the people who are
Hmm.
in this home. You will respect this household. You have to train people because I learned in therapy, Miss Nexie, it may sound like something strange, but I learned in therapy that not everybody thinks on the same wavelength like we do. That's
Mm-mm.
why there's the problems. So you have to tell people, this is my house. These are the rules in this house. It may
Oh,
not be the rules in your house, but when you come to mine, this is what you're going to do. And if you don't like it,
exactly.
there's the door.
Exactly, but Miss Marlene, I love that when I started, implementing my boundaries and sticking to them, and like you said, oh, you're gonna be disrespectful, get out of my house now. When I started doing that, now my relatives, oh, she's turning into an American now. She's learning the American way. Oh, she's now that she's out of our country, she's becoming more American. That's why she's doing all this. And I'm thinking, no, if by saying that I'm becoming, you think you're insulting me because I'm becoming more American, I'm not thinking about how we were back home. It's not that. It's, yeah, I live here. And you have to kind of, blend yourself to your surroundings. But it's not even that, it's that I'm learning that being outside from my country, I can love myself and not commit a sin. So if that for you it's an American way, then yes, I am. Right. But I started listening to their talks sometimes. And my aunt would say, oh yeah, I talked to so and so, and yeah, now that you're over there, you're not visiting many people. Oh, now that you're over there, you're not coming back to visit. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have that kind of money right now because I have a big family, right? It will take a lot of money to go back. And second is I don't have anything to go back there for,
Hmm.
right? But I was becoming too American because I was putting my foot down. And that's not the way our people work. That's not the way our people do things. And I would be like, I don't care if that's not the way, but this is the way I'm doing things.
Hmm. See, but the whole thing about it, I learned, and I'm only speaking for myself. I learned in with my relatives unit. Notice I said relatives and not family because that's what they are. Um, that when you finally come into your own, when you value your time and your peace, that you're just like, I don't know, in the beginning when I cut off people and I stopped talking to them and I stopped doing so many things for them, I would feel like I'm waiting. I think that's what it was, Miss Next. I feel like I just had the light bulb just went on. I was waiting for them to one day come awaken and say, I'm going to treat you right now, Marlene. I'm going to love you right, Marlene. I'm going to show up. I'm not going to be disrespectful. And it's like waiting for something that will never happen.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Miss Marlene. Exactly. And again, it's a waste of time, especially for someone that has had generation after generation of the same behavior, right? It's a waste of time for you to be there waiting for them, or for that light bulb in them to go on. So for you, Miss Marlene, it was better for it to come to you because you would
Yeah.
have still been waiting for them to accept you, to realize your value, to understand how much you were worth, and to implement that value on how they treated you. So again, placing boundaries, not just on the holidays, but in your entire life, in your entire year, makes the boundaries of the holidays a lot easier.
Yeah,
And
it
you take
does.
your power back because you're like, hey, now it's on my terms and my turf in my time, not yours.
Yep. And it's like when you finally do stand up for yourself, when you finally stop going places that you don't want to be. It's like one day I was like, why did I ever go over their house? I was like, I don't even like them. And I was like, I never liked them. And it felt good to say it, like, not hiding it, not trying to be mean, but it's just like, just because you're related to people, it doesn't mean you like them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I was like, I never liked them. It's like, I was like, no, no. I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is that I learned not to care what they thought of, me, what I was wearing, what wasn't, whether I was fat or skinny or shorter or taller or, whatever. I didn't care because I remember, Miss Marlene, every time we will go somewhere, I will have such a hard time with the dress that I was wearing because I knew someone was going to find fault with it or the hairstyle. Or are you bigger now? Because you look bigger. And it's like, I haven't gained an ounce. Like, how is it that I'm bigger than last year if I weight the same? Oh my God, are you sure that dress fits you? That color? Really? And it's like all these things that they say to put you down, and sometimes you believe them. Once you have those boundaries and that space for you, you don't care. You just don't care.
Yep, and it's like, because that's a topic for another day, that, many people get upset about it because it's a very sensitive topic. Me being, a black woman, my natural hair, like wearing it, and then, like, if I wear it sometimes, I like your hair better when it's straightened. Yeah, that's a better look for you. You should never wear it like that. That doesn't look good. Like, and just keep going on and on the whole. But don't you think her hair looks better
Yeah.
straightened? Yeah, she should straighten it. Yeah, we all say it should be straightened, and it's like, ah, ah, it's just like, it takes so much self
What
control
is it?
to not
Darn
want to
if you
just.
do and darn if you don't.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you're expecting for people to. It's not easy to be in your own personal truth. Like, it takes a lot of courage. A lot of people don't get that, but it takes a lot of courage to wear your hair kinkier. That takes more courage, because
Yep.
it's like, yeah, it's like, it's not straight, and you're going against the societal norms of what beauty is. And when people don't accept it, it's especially hurtful when it comes from your relatives. But you already know how they are. So, I had to learn to be okay whatever it is I want to do. I said, this is what I want to do. It can't be about what other people want you to do or want you to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Miss Marlene. You have to do you. Nobody else is gonna come to yours, person, to your circle to make you feel better, to make you feel loved, to make you feel that, unless that's what you're requesting from yourself. Because people they can smell someone that is insecure, or that doesn't love herself enough, or doesn't care, right, for self enough, and they will destroy you. So loving yourself first, putting yourself first, liking what who you are and how you are first, then whatever that other people think, you don't care. I don't give a rat's, you know what, if you don't like it, kinky or not straight, I don't care. I
Mhm.
like it because guess what? To get these curls this way, girl, it takes a lot of time to get
Yep.
them this perfect. A lot of product, okay? And
And
I look good,
patience.
I feel good, and I don't give, again, a rat's, behind of what you think or what you like, because you're not the one wearing these curls. I am.
Mhm. And the thing about it, it's like, they act like you need their validation, and I think that's what it was for me. when I first started off, like, just being my natural organic self, because I went through this phase around 2000 where I was just like, I'm powerful, and I'm strong, and I'm black. was just like I was just like, forget everybody else. Like, I cut all my hair off. I like that whole year I didn't wear any makeup. I was just like, I'm only gonna wear, like, I was like a boho. I was wearing, the skirts, and it was all about organic. And my mom was like, "Oh my God, you're a hippie." I was like, "Okay."
Yes, I am.
And that
Yeah,
was like, and what's wrong with that?
exactly, Miss Marlene. And what is wrong with that? Again, if you put everything in place, there's a point in life when you go back and say, wait a minute, I haven't given up about what others think, and I have been so peaceful. I have been so happy this entire year. Like, how did that happen? And why didn't I do this earlier, sooner, before? Like, why was
Years
I so
ago.
traumatized by the fact that I had to be with family? I'm happy without it more than I was when I was with it. Like, I will do that sometimes, like, oh my God, I haven't had drama in like a year. This is awesome.
Yeah, and it's
Let's
like,
go
why didn't
celebrate.
I do this before?
Yes. No, or how could I live all those years dealing with these people? I have done that to I have asked myself that, like, how did I put up with their nonsense for so long? And why
Now,
did I?
and it's just like, after, when you, Miss Next, I have to tell you, I don't know who has been through this. Like, when you finally, like, cut ties with the negativity and the drama and all of these things, and you're finally breathing on your own, and it's quiet, and like you're calm, and you can laugh and enjoy your own company. Like, it's no, like, oh, this is happening. I don't know who has people like that in your life. It's always something happening with them that's
Yes.
doom and gloom. Oh, and this happened, and this happened, and they lost their job, and so and so got shot, and it's like, I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm going to be in the hospital soon if I don't. I was like, I got to save myself. I got to cut myself off from this.
Exactly. But you don't understand that type of peace. You don't even know that exists until you claim it for yourself.
Hmm.
And I know that some people will say, oh, but you have pushed everyone away, you're lonely, oh my God, don't you get tired, bored? I don't, and I'm not lonely. I'm surrounded by the people that love me for who I am, the way that I deserve to be loved. And I love them in the way that I can with all my heart, and that they deserve my love. So I'm surrounded by those people, not wasting my time trying to please family. So, no, I'm not lonely. I'm not. And if you think I am, it's because that's what I'm choosing to be. I choose
Yep.
peace over chaos.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's the one thing that my son-in-laws, my daughter-in-laws, that's the one thing I told them since the very beginning coming into my household. I do not like gossip. I do not like drama. I do not like problems that are not mine to come into my household. As long as you respect that, then hey, we can get along. But the minute I see that all that is coming with you towards me and is affecting me, then that's the time that I cut ties with you. And I don't care who you are or who you're married to. Because my self, my feelings, my peace of mind, my peaceful existence is more important to me than who you're married to, even if that person is biologically mine.
Yeah. That's what I have to say. It's like, you have to. remind yourself of what is important to you. And when we get away from our worth, we get away from using our gifts and doing the things that we enjoy instead of being controlled and puppeted and told what we should do and where we should be. And that's not where you want to be. These aren't the
Mm-hmm.
people that you want to be around. Why would you want to keep being around people who look at you and judge you? Miss Nexty, I'm still not over it. And this is going to sound very salty of me, but I'm still not over it. I'm still asking God to help me to forgive and heal that. But at my mother's funeral, my own blood relative was talking about, look at her, she gained weight. I'm
Oh
still not
my
over it.
God.
I'm still
Oh,
not over it.
oh my God.
I was like, I know I should be over it because it's been nine years, but it's like, how could like Miss Next? I felt like that was the time I was so vulnerable. You
Yes,
know,
exactly. That's why
I
you
was
still
so
have that in your mind.
vulnerable and not in a good space. And then you hear like what? It's like to say, oh, look at her, she gained so much weight.
Hmm.
I was like, are you kidding me right now?
You're doing that now? Then what? Why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, this is a funeral,
Unbelievable.
not a freaking party. It's a funeral. But it hurt it you, and you probably still have it in mind because you were so, so much pain back then. And you probably haven't been able to resolve this with this person. So you probably have to, at one day, at one point, just say it out loud to this person. You hurted me then, and that's it. I have had to do that with people. Say that I can forgive you for what you did, right? I cannot forget what you did. And because of that, I cannot trust you the same way. Or I cannot continue our friendship. It's not that I hate you. It's not that I haven't forgiven you. No, it's just that I'm protecting me, right? I'm
Hmm.
protecting my peace, my heart, my everything, because I'm number one in me, in my mind, in my heart. So in order to protect that, because I know that I can never trust you the same way again, or I can never be with you the same way again because you already hurt me, I cannot be around you. So we have to cut this off the best way we can. I do forgive you, but I cannot have you in my life. And I had to do that with several people. Call it like it is. And after I did that, Miss Marlene, the forgiveness came out very easily. Because even though I thought that I had already forgiven them, I still had a little bit of, that resentment. But once I talked it out with them and I explained how I felt and why I was doing what I was doing, it went away. And now I see them,
Wow.
nothing in me. I don't feel anything bad, good, nothing. I just don't care.
Yeah, exactly. I agree everything that you have to say, Miss Nexie, because just some people just don't get it.
Miss Marlene, I want to read this comment. I don't know if you read it. I think you did. From First Lady. Is that serious?
Yeah.
Okay. She said, "Next, see, that's your defense mechanism. You stay on guard for good reason. It's a process." And it's so true. So true, First Lady. And you are, by the way. It is so true because you're always on defense mode when you come from a Caribbean family.
Yes.
You're
Always.
always on guard and always like, whoa, what slap is coming my way without even having to be my slap? I had nothing to do with her yelling at you or making you mad, but you're attacking me too. Like if I did something. So you're always on guard because you're always having to protect yourself so much from anything that can harm you, that can hurt you deeply. Because when we Caribbeans get upset, we don't, our mouth just
We
lets
don't mince
loose.
words, Miss
No,
Nexie.
we
Just
don't. We don't. Our mouth just goes loose. And you see even say things that happened like 30 years ago when we were like two. And you bring them up now and you turn them on my face. And so, yeah. So, it's a process to let that go. And it's a process to learn not to be on that defense mode, on that protection mode all the time. And you're right, it is a process. I just wanted to say that, Miss Marlene.
Yeah. It is a process, Miss Sexy. And I just wanted to say that everybody who is listening, whether in the live or in the bushes in the background, so I just wanted to say that this life is all about respect. Okay.
Hmm.
And if you can't have people around you that respect you, that value your opinion, that, don't take advantage of you and don't think about your feelings, because that's the thing that used to bother me before. Was always allowing, oh man, I don't know why I'm getting emotional about it, but I was always allowing other people to berate me and,
Mm.
and take advantage of me, and I would just like have this plastic smile. Oh, that's okay. And I knew it wasn't okay. I knew
Our
it bothered
family.
me. Yeah. Oh, you have to forgive them. That blanket statement of saying, oh, you have to forgive them. No, you don't. You don't have to let people keep running over you and reversing and running over you and manipulating you and lying to you and disrespecting. You don't. This is how you take your power back, is knowing who you want to be around, who you get along with. And it's not just getting along as if and you always agree on the same things, but part of being a mature, heavy on mature, the heavy on mature part, because when you're mature, you know how to agree to disagree. I don't agree with whatever it could be, your parenting style, maybe the way you dress or whatever it is that you do, but you respect each other enough to say, you do you, you be you, and I'm going to support you whether I agree or not. You see, that's the
Mhm.
difference.
Yep, exactly, Miss Marlene. Exactly. But again, when we have these discussions, it's not to put anybody down. It's not to tell you how to live your life, how to do you, right? We're not saying it for that. We're saying it because it's what has worked for us. And it has restored our, belief in humanity again, in a small way, right? Because there's so many things going on. But the fact that we have been able to remove ourselves from toxic people and have actually been able to reclaim our peace of mind, our protect our hearts and surround ourselves by people that are worthy. And I don't mean because I know that I'm everything in this world, no, but I'm saying I'm worthy of our love because they reciprocate that. We're saying that because we have achieved peace of mind doing things the way that we did. We have been able to mature, to grow as an individual. We have been able to love our immediate family the right way so that the toxicity doesn't go into the next and next and next generation after that. So by removing ourselves from toxic family members, close ones, or distant, by doing that, we have been able to introduce a new normal for our people, for our family, for our children, for our grandchildren. So we only talk about these topics just in case somebody needs to hear this, somebody is going through this, so they can understand that it is lonely at times because a lot of people are going to remove themselves from your orbit because they cannot step all over you now and they cannot use you anymore. So they're going to leave you, but you're going to gain a group of people that are everything that you deserve in this life.
Yeah. That's something that we really, really have to learn that part. And my therapist really helped me with that, Miss Nexie. That if you keep holding on to negative, dysfunctional, as I call them, low vibrational people, you keep holding on to them, then how are you ever going to elevate? How will you ever have peace of mind in your life? You don't have to rationalize. You don't have to get their validation and their support. You don't need it. You have
Mhm.
everything you need inside of yourself.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. Perfectly said.
Yeah. So it was an awesome topic, Miss Nexie, and I don't know what we're gonna do about next week because next week is the holiday and everything. So I don't know if we're gonna do like the weekend or maybe we'll do just one in a few days or some. We'll talk
We'll
about it
talk about it. Yes.
amongst ourselves and we'll see because I don't want to go 2 weeks without the sip and chat. But
No, we
we'll see.
can't.
We'll see what we'll see. We'll see, guys. We're not gonna just leave you hanging. But
We will, yeah, we will let you guys hear from us
yeah,
before the holidays and in
yeah,
between and during. We never
yeah.
know. Once the
Everything.
eggnog kicks in, you never know what Miss Marlene and Miss Nexie are going to do.
Miss Nexie, are you gonna
I'm just
spike
kidding.
it?
Never
See,
mind. We're not gonna
see,
have spike
see there,
eggnog.
there was no response. There was a delayed response from Miss Nexie, so I take that as a yes.
No comment. That's the only thing I can
Okay.
say. No comment.
Yeah. So this was a fun live stream. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for supporting. I wanted to say to everybody that this is the time of year where I know a lot of people go through depression, loneliness. Don't don't like shift your standards and your boundaries just because of loneliness or because you feel you have to. Don't do that. Even if it means that you have to, do some things by yourself or maybe just go take yourself and go out to eat by yourself or do something like that. Just so you can have your peace of mind, it's all worth it. It's not worth settling your standards and being somewhere you don't want to be and being miserable. Life is too short to be around people who don't want you there.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. And when we settle for the little bits of love and peace and understanding and value that family members or sometimes friends give us, if we settle for that, we will never be able to find true happiness, our true selves, true friendships, and true family
Hmm.
members. Sometimes we have to let go, and it's the scariest thing you will ever do. But it's what I had to do, to let go so that you can find your real family, sometimes your real friends, and your real self. And
Hmm.
it's very scary because the holidays are here and you don't want to, sometimes to be lonely. But I can tell you myself, I have had many a Christmases here home by myself, watching Christmas movies with my little guy, eating, enjoying, going to bed early, getting up, open presents, and that's it. And it was the best Christmases that I have ever had because I'm with someone that whose pure love can topple any mountain because it's such a pure love from my little guy. No
Oh,
malice, no interest, no nothing, just pure joy and pure love. So those Christmases that I have spent here by myself, or those New Year's or Thanksgivings with him, they have been better than when I was surrounded by people that didn't truly, truly care or love me the way I deserve to be loved. So I hope these holidays are okay and everything that you expect. But if they're not, leave a message here on Miss Marlene and we'll get back to you and see how we can help.
Because we're here to support. Because Miss Nexie, we don't want people to feel like, oh, we've always been this way.
Mm-mm.
No, we have not always been this
Mm-mm.
way. It took a
Nope.
long time for us to be strong enough to say, I don't want to go to that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to answer that phone call. I get me out of this group chat.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while for us to have those standards to say, I will not be run over, disrespected, ghosted, manipulated, controlled, and being abused, because that's what this channel is about: trauma healing, not letting people keep traumatizing you and abusing you and feeling that you have to just keep turning the other cheek and keep taking it. When something is wrong, it's wrong, period.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly, Miss Marlene. And it has taken us many, many years of pain and disappointment and hurtful comments and gestures and by and many, many other things by family, immediate and extended, for us to be in this life of ours, in this point of our lives. It's not just, sunshine and roses. It has been very painful. Our journey has been very, very painful. And to get to this point and this side of our journey, it has taken a lot of tears, a lot of regrets, a lot of triumph because it is not easy, and a lot of happiness. So, in the midst of all that chaos, now we have a good life because we love ourselves first
Hmm.
and foremost.
And I'm so happy for everybody that has made that choice. It's not easy. It's not always fun. And like Miss Nexie says, sometimes you're going to feel lonely. Sometimes you'll feel like you want to call them and maybe and feel guilty or things like that. But eventually, when you learn how to treat yourself the right way, not the way other people want to treat you, but the way you deserve to be treated, then you'll start to eventually get on board with say, this is how you get treated. This is the way you get communicated with. And this is how what I'm going to take, and I will not accept anything less than I deserve.
Amen to
Okay.
that, Miss Marlene. Amen to that.
Great topic, Miss Nexie. Thank you to everybody who left comments in the chat and everything. Shay, Sirius, Realist, James, and a few what does Realist call them?
Trolls.
No, he didn't call them
Did
troll.
I
He
say
called them,
trolls out loud? Because I did say trolls out loud.
yeah, Miss Nixie. That's what they are. But anyways, Realist says, and a few little punks.
Yeah, well, I forgot to say hi to Shay. If I think I did, but everybody, hi. If sometimes I don't pay attention to the chat because I'm so focused on what I'm saying. But hi, everyone. Thank you for supporting Miss Marlene and supporting her having me here and her platform and always being such great sports with us. And I really, really, truly, truly appreciate everything that you guys do for her. And Miss Marlene, thank you for having me
Well, thank
and
you
giving
so
me the
much.
opportunity to, express myself here. And I appreciate you and love you very much.
Y'all, she's trying to make me cry on my sipping chat.
No, I'm not. Because if you cry, then
She
I'll cry and then we'll
is.
both cry.
Because I'm going to be like, man, let me too.
No, this is not to cry, it's to celebrate friendship, to celebrate family. And you are part of that. So thank you again. And everybody have a wonderful, if we don't talk to you guys before Thanksgiving, and we'll do it after. Just have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much and enjoy.
I enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. If you guys are new here, and you enjoyed the conversation, feel free. Subscribe. This channel is about trauma healing, learning to love yourself in a healthy way, standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, and not letting people abuse you. Thank you, everybody.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone. And also, it's about expressing yourself in the right way for you, not for everybody else, for you. Thank you, Miss Marlene. Bye, everyone.
You. Bye, everybody. See you guys next week. Bye bye.